I am your friend, Dr. Charles Apoki. I want to talk about communal wealth and trust. Communal wealth and trust. As I said in one of my previous videos about how the Asians are able to create wealth in the UK, build communal wealth in the UK. I told you about the Bangladeshi man that carried me from my coach terminal to Indigo Hotel in Cardiff. And the next day, another Bangladeshi man carried me with his black cab to the train station on my way to Manchester. And he told me he had 8 Nigerians as tenants in Cardiff some time ago. And I was shocked, cab driver. And that was the second time I was hearing a doctor, Dafion Evrojire, told me of a driver that also carried him and had several buildings in the UK. And then I asked him, he said he also had taxis. Then I remembered that the man who carried me yesterday morning, the previous day evening, looked like him, also from Bangladesh. I told you about my journey along the Edgware Street or road on the way to Cardiff. And I saw several shops owned by Asians just lined the whole street. Then the next day, Dr. Mike Oka booked Uber to take me from Dakota Hotel to Liverpool to see him. I had not seen him for 41 years. And I was discussing with the cab driver. He turned out to be a Pakistani from Kashmir. I asked him, what is the secret of your wealth? And he said that they contribute money periodically, and when it reaches a certain amount, they give to one person to start life, buy a building, buy a car or whatever. So it is trust. There's trust capital. Trust capital is that money people give to you on trust. That set of goods people give to you on trust. Services that people render to you on trust. Partnership people enter into by trust. Now, the best way to build trust is by trusting. I was listening to Dr. Cosmos Maduka, and he said that in 30 years then, he had not signed any check. He trusts people to manage businesses for him. And that he must learn to trust people, even though he had been disappointed, but he still learns to trust people. And I started implementing it in my businesses. I trust people with some things after having trusted them and proven them. And I discovered that my productivity increased. And if we extrapolate it to the community, to our tribal units, to our associations, to our neighborhood, we can create wealth. You see, that's why the Igbos in southeastern Nigeria have done very well. Somebody will bring his younger brother, the younger brother will bring another younger brother. Even in China, several parts of the world, they trust each other. Communal trusts. You must learn to build communal trusts. Set down rules. Have agreements to prevent arguments. Now, we were in Trafford and we saw the biggest shopping mall around that area owned by 2 brothers. Communal trusts. So, it also includes family businesses. If you take the Bagdash ice cream parlor in Damascus, they've been producing ice cream since 1895. and it is still there. Trust. If you take Sabancı Foundation in Turkey, they pay 5% of the annual tax of Turkey. One family. Trust. Today is a lady that is in charge of the business. They give scholarship to up to 27,000 students. Trust. They could trust the lady. They could trust themselves. Martinelli's Wine, family business. We will not forget to mention Four Cousins. Four Cousins wine is produced by four cousins in South Africa. They have brothers. The brothers produce wine, and four cousins have come together to produce wine. Imagine the bottles of Four Cousins consumed all over Nigeria. It goes to one family. It starts by trust between a husband and a wife to build a business. My wife and I have built businesses based on trust. When we started, I could gather everything I owned, give to her. And she has managed every penny effectively. Every penny effectively. She hardly spends on herself. She also knows I will multiply any money in my hand. And when the need arises, I will produce results. I'm not afraid to give her money. I'm not afraid to leave things in her hand. And then my daughter works in our school, helps in running the businesses. I do business with my son. My wife does business with another of my sons. So we are building a family business based on trust. The Iloho Cooperative Society is one of the richest cooperative societies in Nigeria. It is built on trust between a tribal group, the Isokos, in Delta States, Delta South. And you will see the Isokos have thrived in Ughelli here and several parts of Delta State because trust. They came together, formed a cooperative. I think there's another one called the Elo Cooperative Society. Trust, communal trust. People who don't trust themselves would be dominated by those who have communal trust. That's why the Fulanis are dominating you. They trust themselves. They bond together. So trust. But somebody was saying, Zaid Makazum was teaching about family businesses. He said when the first generation of the family bond together, take decisions together, that the family business will thrive. But that there is a problem in the next generation when decision making becomes chaotic and problematic as a result of lack of trust, different interests. When wives and every person starts coming in, some of the children will not understand what happened, how they built the businesses. Such businesses now have challenges. But what does the patriarch, what are the patriarchs supposed to do? Or the matriarch? Form a trust. Rolex is a trust. Kellogg's a trust, so that the decision-making process becomes a professional thing instead of an emotional thing. I'm quoting Zaid Makzoum. Let professionalism come in. When professionalism comes in, you will find out that every person knows his or her role, responsibilities, expectations, and roles to play. And as a result, the wealth will keep going on. See, the Jewish people, they have a trust. They have trust for each other, that money circulates around them before the money goes out to other races. But we, particularly Africans, we don't trust each other. We don't trust each other. We and some Africans, because I've mentioned Igbos, the Africans, I've mentioned Fulanis, the Africans. I don't know the Kikuyus, why they are very wealthy in Kenya, and the Luos, but trust. Set down rules and expectations. And so the people who don't trust themselves will remain poor. But trust is built by trusting. I remain Dr. Charles.